What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Toyota Fanatics YouTube channel. Well, over the last 2 months that we've had our 25 Tacoma, we have grown to really like and really dislike some things about it. But today we're talking about the good. So here are the top 5 things we absolutely love about our 25 Tacoma. But first, we have found a fantastic spot to shoot this video. We are at Cabrillo College in Aptos, which is right outside of Santa Cruz. You can see the beautiful ocean down there. And as you can see, this is a perfect spot to talk about the Tacoma. In no particular order, let's jump into it. So the number one thing we absolutely love about the Tacoma, and you're not gonna believe this, it is this bowl of spaghetti right here. Now, it's not so much this, it's what it's capable of. So if you're familiar with the channel, the other vehicles in our lineup, we have a first gen Sequoia with a 4.7 V8, a second gen Sequoia with the 5.7. We just had a Tundra Crew Max, another 5.7, and they're all high horsepower, fast vehicles, but one thing they all have in common is they are very heavy. They are very heavy. All Sequoias, Tundras, they are super fast, but as soon as you let up on that gas pedal, it's like a jet ski. You just kind of come to a stop. This truck right here just wants to go. It just feels like with little effort, this thing is flying. And as we all know, this engine right here has gotten a ton of hate. And I think basically it's just because people just really have a hard time with something new. I have a feeling that this engine right here will go down in history as one of Toyota's best truck engines ever been made. It kind of reminds me of like a diesel 4-cylinder that you'd find in other countries. It just makes weird sounds. It almost reminds me of a tractor engine. And I've heard it referred to as a tractor engine a few times. I think this engine's going to turn out to be bulletproof. Only time will tell. And so something cool about this truck is it is a turbo and it does have a boost gauge and it does make little turbo noises and it is just a quick truck. Now, I do understand like our Tundra Crew Max had 35s on it and we've all, had larger wheels and tires and everything on all the other ones. So that's part of the reason why I'm accusing them of being such heavy vehicles right now that don't want to go fast. Basically, this truck is almost effortless to drive. Like if I have to take it over to San Jose, which we call driving over the hill here, it's Highway 17. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but if I have to do it and I'm in this truck, it is a piece of cake. This thing, you just put your foot down a little bit and it goes. So I know it comes as a surprise, but that is the number one thing we like about this Tacoma is that it is super quick, it is super light on its feet, and it's just a blast to drive. It's just fun, quick, corners good. Basically the whole drivetrain in this vehicle, it's good. All right, moving on to number 2. The number 2 best thing about this truck is the lighting. It's the LEDs throughout. This is the first time in history you are able to get a Tacoma with factory LED taillights, LED headlights, LED interior lights, LED visor lights, LED backup lights, LED bed lights, LED everything. Cargo lights, did I mention that? Fog lights, everything. It even has an ambient LED light that shines down on the center console. That is so Lexus. The third thing that we absolutely love about this Tacoma, you're gonna have to go right under here, and it's that right there. This has been described as the biggest ride quality upgrade in Toyota truck history. Basically, to put it in a nutshell, in 1986, Toyota ditched the solid front axle in favor of independent front suspension, and they used a torsion bar style system up until 1995 when they went to a coilover, similar as what we have here, but they always kept the traditional leaf springs in the back for their reliability, for their durability, and basically for their cost, low cost. All the suspension, every single nut and bolt has been completely redesigned and re-engineered, and Toyota's making the claim that it is more durable than ever. And it is really nice. This truck handles amazing. It's super fun to drive. You can swing it around. It has fantastic traction. And I can't begin to tell you over the last couple months what a pleasure it has been to drive this vehicle. It handles fantastic. It hauls good. It is just an excellent pickup truck. For number 4, we're gonna walk over here and no, it is not the wheel and tire. It is what's behind it, and what you see there is a rear disc brake. Now, if you're a Tacoma person and you've been on the forums before in the last 10 years, you'll know when I say that people bash on the Tacoma for not having 4-wheel disc brakes. People are always saying, that the truck is completely outdated and, you'd be a fool to buy a Tacoma. Everything else has 4-wheel disc brakes now, and it's just absolutely living in the Stone Age with the rear drums. So for 24, they finally make the jump, put rear discs on the vehicle, which I got to tell you, anytime you go from a drum brake to a disc brake on a vehicle, it's going to be a higher parts cost. It's more complex. You're running the emergency brake, whole costly redesign. And so Toyota finally decided to do it. And then now you go on the forums and now people are bashing on the 4th gen Tacoma, saying they can't believe they ditched the reliable drum brakes for these horrible discs. I mean, you can't make people happy. It's about time that Toyota put these on the Tacoma. I say real quick that the braking on this truck, outstanding. So the last thing we love about this truck, number 5, and then we'll have some honorable mentions. Let's jump inside. And that is wireless Apple CarPlay and the charger and the JBL. I hate to say it, I'm kind of a sucker for the Bluetooth speaker. We'll tell you though, you pull this thing out on a warm day, this thing is cooking up on the dashboard. I've heard that it was specially engineered to withstand some insane temperatures, but you know, they can only do so much. But we've actually used this thing a few times. It's come in handy, and it's a wonderful sounding speaker. The wireless Apple CarPlay is what I am talking about. This is the first time you could ever get factory wireless CarPlay on a Tacoma is in the 4th gen. So that's it. 5 things we absolutely love about the Tacoma. Now, I did come up with a list of 5 things that we hate. Okay, just strongly dislike about the truck, and we'll get into that in another video. But there's so many things we like about the truck that there were some honorable mentions. So let's get into those. And it's this thing right here. Yes, that's my Tommy Hilfiger wallet, and it's this super thin key that you get that you can just throw in your wallet, and then you don't even have to carry around a key on you. Just so you know, there's actually a tiny little key inside of here that fits inside this little hole. So in case you got an emergency or the battery's dead or something, you're good. And the next thing that's kind of cool is the boost gauge. Now, we have the cheaper gauge package. The TRD Sports and TRD Off-Roads have like the full big screen in there. We just have the smaller one. And people refer to the one that I have with the 80s gauges for the gas and temp on the sides. And being a massive 80s enthusiast, I think that's kind of cool. I'll take the 80s gauges. Even the cheap gauge package that we have is very configurable, has a bunch of different options. It's super cool. And one thing we have on there is a boost gauge. And I tell you what, it's like almost a game, because every time you drive anywhere, you just try and max out that boost gauge. It's like a game. Let's see how much boost we can get. So the last thing I'm going to mention that's super cool about this truck is the power sliding rear window. Now, pre-2001, you had a 4-piece rear slider that was known as being the easiest sliding rear window to break into in history. Toyota tried to fix that in 2001, but they were all susceptible because you could get something in there, and this is the first one I'm going to say is pretty safe. This truck has the SR5 upgrade package, so most SR5s don't have this rear sliding window. Now, the thing is the hole's pretty small. I don't even think I could climb through it in an emergency, but the fact that it's power and the fact that it just gets some more air moving through the cab is pretty cool. I gotta say, a power sliding rear window is something you would not usually ever think you'd see on a Tacoma. That's right. It's just because it's a Tacoma. Now, if we were talking about like a $80,000 different truck, I would say, yes, these things are, you know, should be on there. But this is a Tacoma. Tacomas are pretty basic, or they used to be. Anyways, you guys, that is going to wrap up the 5 things we absolutely love about our Tacoma. Stay tuned for the video where we talk about 5 things we really dislike. But we're going to finish sipping our Red Bull and get up on out of here. And it looks like the sun is literally about to set. Join me for this beautiful sunset in about 10 seconds. And subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Big old thumbs up. Everybody leave one. And we'll see you in the next video. Peace.